rather than me just yakking about something. Like I said, there is a new JV partner who's about to sign up, and this is sort of important as you're coming up with questions. I just wanted to tell you this. Um, Sort of a deal is not a deal until the contract is signed. So I'm not really, I'm about to sign up a new JV partner, but I haven't gotten a signed agreement back, so therefore I don't want to say that it's a done deal because it's not yet. So again, waiting for Vish. If you have any questions, put them in there. I'll just put some other random ideas and thoughts in here. I am having my webmaster, Stanley, come up with some new SEO things for us to do to try and to improve the results. First question he asked me was, where do I want people to go when they get to the site? And I told him that one of the things I definitely wanted to get people to go to, and I think all of you, some of you have seen this before, is the Fred Personal Bootcamp site. And I'm trying to get people to go to this because this is what I'm trying to encourage people to do, is to do the Fred Personal Bootcamp. So that's where I'm getting people. So again, I see we have a number of people that are just coming in to the webinar. Tom has a question here. Last year I did a teleseminar series with a free and paid option and then did one with a Vish. Do you still recommend that format for creating and marketing products? Do you plan more of these with your JV partners? Anything on the radar? It's a good question, Tom. So the question is, first off, let me bring back up the sheet here. So the question is teleseminars and then paid/free options. I do think they're a good way to create products. They're a way to create products and get paid for it. I think I like the idea of doing both the free and the paid option because you can get a bunch of people to just get on there and find out about you and then sign up and buy other things from you. So I think it's a good idea. In terms of my own teleseminars, I am going to be doing some of these, but they're going to be in my various niches. For example, we're doing a few voiceover teleseminars. I'm also having I call it a mini JV summit here in Las Vegas in August. I think it's the weekend of the 23rd, 24th. But I have a few people that are JV partners that are coming in for that, and we're just going to be recording audio programs and not doing the teleseminar series and then recording them. But I think it's a really good way to do it. So, and if you don't mind, what I'm going to do is take what Tom wrote and copy it, if I can, right into here. So he says, last year you did a teleseminar series with a free and paid option, then did one with a Vish. You still recommend that format for creating and marketing products? Do you plan more of these with your JV partners? The answer is yes. Anything on the radar, nothing for information marketing, but more for the different niche markets. So the answer is yes, it's a good idea, and I'm trying to remember what we used as our URL for that because I can then give you. I forget, Tom. Do you remember what any of the links to what those were? What was it? Speaking. I think it was a speakingteleseminarseries.com. Speaking teleseminar series. Gosh, I know I don't have this right. Yeah, I don't. So I'm trying to figure out or remember if maybe if we just Google information marketing teleseminar, it might come up. Information marketing teleseminar. Right click. Let's see what happens there. Teleseminar about speak here. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if that's one. Here's the link. Oh, there it is. Let's see if this works. So that's really not what I was looking for, but I'll look around for it. Sorry about that, because I can't remember with all the URLs I have. I'm not sure which one that was. So good question, Tom. And I'm hoping that Avish will show up. He may not, but I do like the idea of doing the free and the paid options because basically, and here's what usually happens. Let me just give people the numbers on this. And let's do it free to paid teleseminar so I can give you the proper ratios here. Usually it runs about 20 to 1. People opting for the free versus the paid. So if you have 400 people free, you're going to get about 20 people paid. And this was at the $0 versus $97 option. So the people who paid, now the people who paid got a number of things as well. They got, and again, I wish I could remember the URL for that we used. I can't for the life of me remember what it is. So, oh man, it's bugging me. So, but this, what happens is with a paid option, they get the audios and the transcripts and a whole bunch of other things. So people can listen for free. They don't get to see the recordings. I think Tom showed me. What did I do? I have it. SpeakingExpert.com. So, okay, I'll try that. So Tom is telling me I should use SpeakingExpert.com/speaking teleseminar.net. Okay, let's see if that's it. Nope. Did I type something wrong here? Teleseminar. SpeakingExpert.com/speaking teleseminar. Did I do that wrong, Tom? Just check here. I'll just do a copy and paste and see if I can get that. Have you already tried that? You're still able to see here. Oh, Speaking Expert teleseminar. Yeah. Okay. I just wrote it wrong. So are you level? So here's what one of these looked like in terms of the URL and the website to promote this. So we had a headline: "Are you ready to finally take your speaking business to the next level?" The 7-part audio series features 7 experts, and I would encourage anyone to take this URL and to use it to copy it for your own teleseminars, creating your own options. And by the way, if anybody wants to, use my GoToWebinar platform to do this, just let me know because I've got plenty of available times. And in fact, one of the things I'm doing is I'm pretty good about trying to maximize revenue from all different sources. So I pay, and I got in under the wire on this. I pay $100 per month for what we're on right now, which is the GoToWebinar system. But I got in early enough, they grandfathered me in, and I can get up to 1,000 people. And now, to get 1,000 people, you have to spend $500 per month. So what I'm doing is, I have people who want to do webinars, but don't want to pay $100 a month. And I say, fine, let's do this. You pick a date, a day, and a time, and I'll let people even do 2 hours per month, 2 hours per week. So let's say that you want to do GoToWebinar seminars, and you wanted to do them on Mondays at 3 p.m. and then again at 7 p.m. So what I would do is I would work a deal with you. Since I'm paying $100 a month for this, I would just charge you like 10 or 20 bucks a month to use it, so that you don't have to pay this $100 a month. Or if you have a lot of people, the $500 a month. If you're going to have a ton of people on there, it's a really good deal. So I'm totally open to that. And what I'm trying to do there is obviously make it so that anything that I'm paying for, I'm getting paid for. I'm getting paid as well to use it, because you take a look at the system, and I mean, you think about it. There are 168 hours in a week. So I'm paying right now $100 for 1 hour. This is ridiculous. So what I'd want to do is to try and find a way to rent out 167 hours. Really, it's not realistic because most of those are, half of them are in the middle of the night. But 167 hours and, generate some revenue. Now, obviously, I only want to do this with people I know, like, and trust because they will have access to the account and the password and all that stuff. So I'm pretty selective with who I would do this with. But let's just say that I could get it to the point where, there are just 5 people paying $20 a month. So basically, mine is free. And that's what I try and do with everything I do, is to try and find a way to make it so I get to use things virtually for free. Now, somebody else is showing up. This may be Avish. Nope, it's not. It's David. And so that's one way to do it. But I wanted to go through, since, again, I'm waiting on Avish to show up. He may or may not. But let's take a look back at this, how this was set up. So again here, this is for a teleseminar series that we did a while back. Notice the headline. So this is for a teleseminar series, free and a paid option. So we want to have a good headline, good to have a video. Tell people what it is exactly here in the subheading. Since we have a bunch of speakers, we all have pictures of them there. Give them some hot bullet points. Give them what each of the people are going to talk about in each of the weeks. And then list the bonuses and the cost. The cost for the paid option, $97. You can also get the free option. And I don't know where it says that here, but does it say free? I'm not sure where it is. Huh. With your full paid sign-up. And if not, they can sign up and get hit. I don't see where the free sign-up is. Maybe we pull that. You know what? I think after the teleseminar aired, we left up only the free option. So if you look at, by the way, this is a good thing. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. I think it's archive. Let's go archive.org. This is referred to as the Wayback Machine. So let me see if I can take that, do this right. www.speaking, and this is a really good resource for you to use. It lets you know what websites looked like at various iterations. Expert teleseminar. Teleseminar. So take me back. So let's see if we can find the various iterations of this site. Okay, go way back. Okay, so let's take a look at what this looked like at various points. So here's a snapshot. I think this probably is going to show the free option. Let's see if it does. I'm guessing it will. So again, we use what's called the Wayback Machine. As you get down here, cost for the paid option. Oh, we jacked it up to 127 here. Sign up now. I don't see the free option, so it must mean. Let's go back. Let's see what else we can come up with. 13 captures. This is a great site, by the way. Archive.org. And this was on July the 2nd. Let's see if we can go back even further. Maybe we can find June the 4th. Let's see if this had the free option. So these are snapshots of this website at various points in time whenever it changed. Let's see here. I don't see the free option in here. Let's check the various captures. Okay. Maybe we're playing around with pricing. So October 5th of when? 2012. Okay, let me just pick a random date here and see if this one gives us the free option. Go all the way down here. No, it would be much too simple. But in theory, this is where you can find all of this stuff. So I would encourage you to use archive.org to see what, and you can do it, I mean, you can do it for any site. It's kind of cool. So, um, if you put in, like I put in my site, because I've been online for quite a while, so, and it's pretty embarrassing to see what the really old versions look like. Let's see if this does this. Yeah, 410 captures. Let's see, the earliest one here is in 1998. And you want to see what it looked like in 1998? This is pretty embarrassing. Watch, it'll be crap. This is from January 18th of 1998. I think I might have tried to put something up myself. So that's 15 years ago. Oh, see, I had something for the self-storage industry. I didn't even have my own stuff up then. Then I did some other stuff here. Let's see if that changed. Oh, it's still self-storage. It's pretty wild that you can look at all this stuff and see all the older versions of everything. So again, I'd encourage you to do that, is to check archive.org, and that is archive.org, and click on the Wayback Machine or something that says that there. And you'll get to see all these older iterations of a site. And I can't remember for the life of me what some of the other ones were. But that's a good question, again, there, Tom, on the using the teleseminars. It's one way to actually get people to pay to help you create your product. So let's just say that you did a teleseminar, and you had two options, the free and let's say the $97 option. And what happened was, let's say you got 10 people to show up. So you basically generated $970, and you did 4 1-hour recordings or teleseminars. So essentially, you've gotten paid basically $250 an hour, a little bit less, to create your product. So now you've gotten people, and the cool thing about it is, what I try and do with these is I try and lecture for no more than 50 minutes and then open it up for questions. When you open it up for questions, again, sometimes like here, let me just see, David's got a question. As you've gone through all of these iterations of your website, what are some basic conclusions? That I was really, really stupid really early on. I didn't know what I was doing, and that showed. That was the basic conclusion. I had no idea what the heck was going on. Does video work? Does video work with what? It's a vague question, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm wondering if you're referring to video working on sliders. Images work again. The free option on the teleseminar is always a good one because it gets people who wouldn't normally be on your list to get on your list, A, and B, it encourages the people that are already on your list to maybe make a decision to buy something from you, because then you usually pitch something at the end of these. Some say that you have to do video, is David's question. Yeah, I mean, I think that in this day and age, the answer to that is pretty much yes. You do have to do video because everyone else is doing it. Everyone is expecting it. It is kind of, become the de facto way of communicating, given we're in an MTV generation. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do a video where you are talking to the camera. You can do many different kinds of videos, but yeah, I would say that video is a necessary piece of whatever you're doing. Good to have, and I do it like, if you look at the Fred Personal Bootcamp site, so the Fred Personal Bootcamp, and I don't know how many of you have actually gone through this, but let me just show you this thing. So what I'm trying to do with Fred Personal Bootcamp is, rather than having people come to my boot camps where I invite people to come on a certain date, I've now changed the model, and I'm doing individual boot camps Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this is this is why it's so effective. First off, the fact that Bill DeWeese is a voiceover guy didn't hurt. So let me just show you what he says here.
I'm Bill DeWeese, and I am a full-time professional voiceover talent. A couple of years ago, I decided that I wanted to take my experience, my expertise, my skill as a voiceover talent, and to be able to train and teach others to do the same. And when I made that decision, I looked for the best person to help me to do that, and that person is Fred Gleeck. Working with Fred Gleeck one-on-one is one of the best business decisions that I have ever made. And if you're thinking about taking your expertise and your experience and turning it into a profitable business, I recommend that you book your one-on-one boot camp, your personal boot camp with Fred Gleeck today. Because when it comes to taking, again, your experience, your life experience, your professional skills, and marketing that, there is nobody better than Fred. A couple of things have happened since I began working with Fred just over 2 years ago. Number one, I'm making a good income, and if anybody tells you that this is a get rich quick overnight kind of thing, they're really wrong, and they're misinformed, and they're misinforming you. It is a business, and as such, it requires planning. And it requires real work. And again, Fred has been there every step of the way to teach me how to do that. But what has happened over these 2 years is I'm now making a substantial amount of money as a voiceover trainer and coach in addition to my regular voiceover work. And it continues to grow at a very rapid pace. The other thing that I'm very excited about is that in addition to the money that I make as a voiceover coach is the number of people. I have literally been able to touch the lives of thousands of people who are looking for the information they need to be successful as a voiceover talent. And to be able to reach and touch that many people with my expertise has been perhaps the most gratifying part of this entire experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So again, if you're looking to take your experience, your expertise, to turn it into a business, certainly for profit, but also to help other people, I cannot recommend highly enough that you book your personal boot camp with Fred Gleeck today.
So, I mean, you can't really get much better than that. Bill is obviously very articulate. He did have some notes. The thing about it is that you don't have to have these done by somebody who's really slick. Like, for example, if we go to the other one, whoops, hold on a second here. So, Fred, personal boot camp. And I think that in a different way, Nick's is as good.
Hi, my name is Nick Shelton. I attended Fred Gleeck's personal boot camp, and I chose that because I needed something that was going to be flexible with my schedule, and it was. He worked with my schedule to find a time to fit me in, and I had no real solid plan or idea of what I needed to do, and I knew that this one-on-one would really be a help. And so when I arrived, I had no idea what my niche would be and the steps that I would need to take to get it up and running and put the process into action. And upon leaving the boot camp, we've selected the niche. We have the step-by-step process on what to do, made some connections, valuable connections in the industry, and made a great friend. Fred is a great guy, and it was just a really one of the best weekends I could have hoped for. We accomplished so much in so little time, just a very concentrated weekend of learning and starting from nothing and putting the plan into action and already starting to put things into place. And it was a great weekend. Highly recommend the personal boot camp for the one-on-one focused attention of Fred.
So there you have it. And again, I don't think that one of those is better than the other. I mean, Nick isn't a voiceover guy. He doesn't do work on camera, doesn't do work behind the microphone, but it just comes across as real and sincere. And I think both of those in combination are really good. And every time I have someone do a personal boot camp, I'm going to have to add them. So I've really only done a few of these. Now, you don't necessarily always want to include videos from people, who they don't do quite as good a job or whatever. You just want to pick and choose the ones that do good and work. So those are examples. So David, when you ask me, do you have to do video? The answer is, in this day and age, yes. And also, David followed up with a question: do I have a preferred logo creation service that you use. You know what? I am going to now recommend my stepdaughter. She's getting started with this, and the reason why is she's an incredibly talented artist, and you can get her really cheap. So what I did was I set her up with a PayPal account, and so if you want anything, and you know she can do all. She's really talented. She's 14 and a half. She has a PayPal account, and you can contact me. And here's the deal: the reason why, since she's 14 and a half, basically for most things there's a flat fee of $25. That's it. So David, now I have to warn you, she can do things in a lot of different styles. Um, but if you go to Deviant Art, if you want to see some of her work, let me just put it up here if I can. Just see if I can put up another tab here. Deviant Art. Sounds sort of terrible, but it's not. DeviantArt.com/Spunky Jaguar. And by the way, if you guys go to the site, you know, and check her stuff out, make sure and make comments on it and stuff, and tell her I sent you out. You kidding? Did I have to know? Let me just see here. Yeah, they've got all kinds of crazy stuff, but Spunky Jaguar is her, and here's her work. So she doesn't do work just in this whole anime world. She does a lot of different kind of stuff, but she can do anything. Like she did a rose that she tried to do, but she's got some interesting talent here that you may want to, take a look at. She's got some kind of fun stuff that she does, and she can do a lot of different things. So I would recommend her because she's my stepdaughter, but also because she's cheap right now, $25. So, and if you're not happy with it, she gives you the whole 100% satisfaction guarantee. And to be honest, she tried to do some work for Nick Shelton, who you just saw, and he was trying to come up with an idea for the cover of his book, and he decided that's the reason why she created this rose, which was for Nick, but it didn't really work, and so so he said, you know what, Fred, I think that what I'd prefer to do is just go with a photographic image. So even though Kayla had created that work, it was no big deal. He didn't get charged, but I would. So if you want to have her do something, send me an email at fredgleeck@gmail.com, and I will talk to Kayla, and we'll get everybody together and try and help you to get what you want. So that's your answer, David. And now, if you don't want to use Kayla, there's also the place that I also use a lot is 99designs.com. Now, they will be more expensive, guaranteed. So, pricing. Let's see how pricing works. So there you go. Logo design, $2.99, $4.99, $7.99. So David, you're going to save some money. You're getting a budding artist to do it. If she becomes famous, your logo will be the talk of the town. So anyway, yeah. So 99 Designs. You can also, I guess you may not get what you want. Let's just say here, Fiverr.com. But you know what? I really wouldn't even recommend that for logos. That's not the right place. So those are a couple places. Now, anybody have any other questions? Because I see Avish was not able to make it on the call, and I've pretty much exhausted what I wanted to talk about. And by the way, everybody, if you didn't see all of this webinar, then you can always go to fredgleeck.com/webinars. And what happens is, within a very short period of time, I try and put these up, and so you can look at all the previously recorded ones, and they are, we've got lots of these up here. So I've been doing them for a while, all the way back to 2010. And so not all of them are recorded, but many of them are. And you can check that. And this one I'm recording, and it'll be up pretty lickety-split. I could not get on last week. Do you have a recording last week? Well, actually, you couldn't get on last week because I ended up having not an emergency, but a semi-emergency come up right before the webinar. So I apologize to anybody who did try and get on last week. That's my bad.